Hi guys, welcome back to Sandra Urban Garden. So last week we kicked off the first episode of my garden makeover. We are transforming the space and setting the foundation for something really special for me. So if you missed the video from last week, I will tag the video here so you can check that out. And if you watched that video, you saw that how much work we went to redesign the layout, choosing the raised bed, and also planning every corner in this garden. But today, we are getting into the heart of it all. The most important part of the successful garden is the soil. Because no matter how beautiful your garden look on the outside, if your soil isn't right, your plant will struggle. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I build my soil, how I refresh the old soil, and also how I prepare everything for a productive summer. Soil is more than just a dirt. It's alive and it's whole nutrient, water, air, and beneficial microbes that your plant rely on every single day. So think of it as a foundation of your garden. So everything starts here. Because when your soil is rich, fluffy, and full of organic matter, your plants will grow faster, stronger, and produce more. And when it's not, you will see the slow growth, the yellow leaf, and also disappointing harvest. And that's why I never skip this step. I always take my time building the soil that healthy and balanced right from the start. So now let's talk about one of the key ingredients that I use throughout my entire garden is compost. And this compost I got it from Vego Garden and I've been using it for my vegetable, for my fruit tree and even in-ground planting. And what I love about this is how rich and consistent it is and it adds nutrient back into the soil, improve texture and also help retain moisture while still allow good drainage. Compost is really the life of your soil, and it fits not just your plants but also the beneficial organism that keep everything thriving underground. All right, so now let's move on to building soil for brand new empty raised beds. And this is one of the most exciting part because you are starting everything from scratch and creating a perfect environment for your plants. Okay, so let's get started. At the very bottom, before I laid the cardboard, I always started with the weed resistant layer and then I laid the cardboard and but make sure that the cardboard is labeled compostable. And it will help suppress the weed while eventually will breaking down and feeding the soil. And then on the top of that, I add a layer of vegetable scrap. And if you have wood chip or small branches, or you can also use wood trunk or big branches if you know anything that you can gather around your garden. And this will create airflow and act like a sponge and holding the moisture while slowly decomposing over time. And then comes the main soil mix. So in this video, I use raised bed mix. But for me, instead of a traditional raised bed mix, I would prefer to use potting mix because it's lighter and more fluffy. And it's allowed the roots to grow more easily and improve drainage. And after that, I add a generous layer of compost to bring in nutrient and microbial life. And then I finish off with an all-purpose fertilizer to give the plant a strong start. So once everything is layered, I give it a deep water to help everything settle and activate the soil. And just like that, your bed is ready to plant. So since we are in spring here in Southern California, Zone 10B, this is a perfect time to start planting summer crop. And I'm growing pepper, eggplants, tomato, beans, and so much more. And this is honestly one of my favorite planting season because everything grows so fast in the warm season. And not all of my raised bed need a brand new setup. Some of them still have soil from the previous raised bed, as you can see here, and they've been used from last season. So all you need to do is just refresh it and bring back to life. And what I do is really simple and very effective. So first I loosen up the old soil to improve aeration, and then I mix a fresh compost to reintroduce nutrient and beneficial microbes. And after that, I add a couple bags of potting mix to lighten the texture and improve drainage. And finally, I add a starter fertilizer or all-purpose fertilizer to give everything a boost for the new season. And this method save a lot of money, reduce waste, and most importantly, keep your soil healthy years after year. And when planting, I like to give each plant enough space for airflow and growth because these summer crops can get big very quickly. I also make sure to plant them at the right depth, especially for tomatoes, which can actually grow stronger roots if you plant them deeper into the soil. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about blueberry because I am growing them right now in the garden. And because of blueberry is a little different compared to most plant in the garden, blueberry need a specific condition to thrive. So make sure when you plant them in a separate raised bed. They prefer acidic soil with pH between 4.5 and 5.5. And if your soil isn't acidic enough, they won't absorb nutrient properly and you will notice poor growth. And they also love well draining soil and also consistent moisture. Make sure not too dry and not too soggy either. And I like to grow mine in a controlled mix, such as in container or in raised bed, where I can maintain the acidity more easily. And adding things like peat moss or specific acidic amendment can really help create the perfect environment for them. And when you get it right, the reward is amazing. Fresh homegrown blueberry are just another level. Okay, so now let's move away from the blueberry and let me show you one of my favorite addition to this garden is the loquat tree. And I found the perfect spot for it. And while it might look like it grow in container, but it actually planted in grounds because there is no barrier at the bottom of this raised bed. And I created a slightly raised bed here to add the compost underneath and kind of lift the tree a little bit higher and improve the drainage. And for soil mix, I keep it simple. I use the potting mix, compost, and fruit tree fertilizer. But here is something really important that you should know. Don't overdo on compost because too much compost can encourage excessive leaf growth instead of fruit production. And I only add compost once at the beginning of the season. Then I feed the tree with fruit tree fertilizer twice a year, one at the start of the growing season and another one in the middle of the season. And I also did this to my other fruit tree too, like the pomegranate, persimmon, and guava. I add the compost one at the beginning of the season and then use fruit tree fertilizer twice per season. And that way will help the tree stay balanced and focus on producing healthy fruits. And yes, just like that, the garden is complete. All the hard works, the planning, the digging, the soil mix all come together. And now it's time to slow down, enjoy the space, and watch everything grow. And this is honestly the most rewarding part seeing tiny plants turn into something abundant and beautiful. It never gets old. So before we wraps up, I want to answer one of the questions that I got asked a lot and how I got into gardening because this space means so much more to me than just growing food. So my journey started when I was young, spending time with my grandmother in her garden, and she had this beautiful space filled with life. And I remember helping her, learning from her, and also from my mom as well and just being surrounded by nature. And those moments stay with me. As I got older, I found myself wanting to recreate that feeling. So to rebuild a space that feel peaceful, meaningful, and alive, that's how my garden started. It wasn't perfect in the beginning. I made mistake, I lost plants, and I had learned everything step by step. But that's the beauty of gardening. It teach you patience. And over time, it become more than just a hobby. And it's become part of my lifestyle, something I truly love and enjoy sharing. So through my garden and through my book, Vibrant Harvest, and through all of you, I've been able to connect, inspired, and grow in a way I never expected. And this garden makeover, it's not just about making things look nice, but it's also about creating a space where memory are made and where the food is grown with love and where I can continue this journey every single day. So thank you guys so much for being here and following along with this garden makeover series. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next part of the journey. And I cannot wait to show you how everything grows in the coming weeks.